This is breaking news. DHS has suspended the Disinformation Governance Board. Nina Jankowicz has resigned from the Department of Homeland Security and the federal government.
This is Mayorkas. We're not the opinion police. Of course they were the opinion police. Who do they think they're kidding? They are exactly the opinion police. They thought that they could control the content of what Americans were saying.
You will not believe even what's in the Washington Post about how they characterize why DHS. You know, the idea, one, that they're saying it's just because of conservatives.
Yep.
This is a Democrat-run administration. It was because Americans, some issues are get bolder than just Republican and Democrat. It's un-American to have a disinformation board.
Let me tell you what we're not going to do. We're not dismissing our Freedom of Information Act case. Because I wonder if this was the reason maybe they decided to shut this down.
They were operating behind the scenes long before this announcement. The reason we're not going to pull this FOIA back is we want to make sure they don't operate behind the scenes using a different figurehead going forward, waiting for all of this to blow over and then just implementing the exact same thing. Jay, they will try it again one day, and we are going to be there when they do. And the information that we get out of this FOIA, Jay, that is going to be the most significant weapon in making sure that the next time they try it, they don't succeed either.
This is what's interesting, one, to point out, is that they didn't just have a Disinformation Governance Board. They were also working on a misinformation and a malinformation working group. So there were multiple groups like this in DHS. They've suspended all of this work. I guarantee you, the reason why is because of when you file the FOIA and you file the legal documents, they did not want you to know, and they're hoping by shutting this down you don't find out, that they were creating this because of conservatives.
It is completely falling apart. It is falling apart, and then to add to that, Nina Jankowicz, who was running it, is now gone. But as Stan will point out, and I'm thrilled with this, and I'm glad we took the legal action we did, but the fact is, folks, buckle your seatbelts. They will try this again, and maybe they don't announce it this time.
Even though this is a tremendous victory, and as of now, I completely agree with you, 100% disbanded, I actually think this makes the information that we're pursuing in this FOIA request even more important, Jay, because I don't think if the next time they do it, I'm not sure there will be an announcement, and we need to know where the skeletons are, so to speak. Who was involved in this, who skirted the constitutional requirements, and who pushed forward with this anyway. Jay, we're going to find that out, so the next time when they don't announce it, we're going to discover it anyway.
When we all speak up and we all fight back and say this is un-American, this is like, I don't say this lightly, this is what like Stalin does, this is what Hitler does. There's only a few examples, and it's what also these left-wing dictators in the current world do, as the Chinese do, is trying to control every narrative that is out in the public and all of the news. We don't do that in the United States of America. We protect minority opinions. We protect out there opinions. We protect opinions we don't like. We protect opinions that offend us. We protect opinions that offend other people. We protect all speech.
Totally unconstitutional. You can't do it. When a government engages in choosing sides in speech of American citizens, that is classic viewpoint discrimination, and it is totally 100% unconstitutional. We said this board needed to be disbanded. We initiated a legal proceeding to start it.
When you speak out on issues that American people understand, that bypass partisan politics, the idea of freedom of speech in our country, the idea that the awful speech that's lawful speech is protected speech, because who's getting to determine that? We don't want the government deciding what's awful, lawful. That's up to us.